Culture is really important to me for various reasons. It gives me some sort of identity that I can stick to. Culture is also really complex when you're someone who is African in a country like Australia and don't really have access to going back home. So you're in this kind of middle place. I realised that I don't have to be sitting between two worlds, and there is actually a space in the middle that I can engage with. Australia, like generally, is really patriotic for no reason. So when you're like a young black kid who, really doesn't care so much for patriotism because you really don't see yourself in it, it's just one of those things it's really confusing. And as an adult, I feel like I've been able to articulate what that is, and that's feeling like out of place. Art is really central to everything that I do. There's like art in an inaccessible sense, and then there's also art that's really kind of grassroots, and the people that I work with engage with art in a way like that, where it is a release or where it's it's something that's kind of ingrained in them, it's something that they do as part of their identity. My priority is less about my art and what I'm producing and more about using my skills to make those spaces. Being African Australian is a reality. It's really hard to engage with spaces where you have to explain yourself. It's really hard to engage with spaces where you're a token and you're seen as some random foreign alien thing. Since I was really young, I've been going to a bunch of different arts events, poetry events. I realised that I was super excited when I saw any African artists up there, and I felt really connected to their work. It was really important to us to establish a space for African artists to perform, to produce work together, to connect with each other. We didn't realise how much of a need there was until we actually had our first event. It was a big kind of game changer, I think, for us as a community. Art that is produced by Africans in this country relates to being racialised. Whatever it may be, relates to the fact that you are African in a country that is, a colonised country that has treated and continues to treat black bodies woefully. And I guess the way that African Australians experience race and experience their blackness is in reference to and as a result of the way Aboriginal people in this country have been treated and continue to be treated. The constraints of the society are going to influence what you do. They're going to influence the way you create. They're going to influence people's perceptions of you. I don't make art about race because Australia is racist. I make art about race because it's my circumstance. Negativity that's inflicted on African Australians does not empower or benefit me in any way. What empowers me and what inspires me is the spaces that we create despite of the rubbish that constantly goes on, despite of the very little, consideration for our actual lives. Establishing an art space where we watch a bunch of films and hang out and eat food and have these amazing discussions as well, right? And then go home and feel excellent. That is the empowerment that comes out of it.